guys, Nikke here. Welcome back to another video. Today, I want to talk to you guys about breaking the level 200 barrier. Now, I'm going to be real. I did this because I wanted to get educated just as much as you guys. So, we're going to have a quick little history lesson, and then we're going to jump into something here in just a second I've pulled up. When we first started playing Nikke, things were a little bit different when it came to leveling up units. You had the star system just like it is now, so you had to pull a total of 11 units to completely max out a unit. So the first one does the initial unit, and then the next 10 are what completely max limit breaks this to the full max. But what we typically call this is max limit break is what you see here with 2B, and then you hear what it's called core 7, which is where you see the little circle appear. I believe I have a unit that we can look at that is done this way. Here, Bread has a 0-1 up there in that corner. So that is basically core 1 for her. So this is the next step in coring up a unit. Now, when this was originally done, you couldn't reach 160 that easily in the game. So, I don't remember exactly when the first change came through, but there was a change earlier that made it to where your limit breaks were a little bit faster. So originally it was, I believe, you could get a SSR to, I think, 100, somewhere in there. It was like 100, 120. But that's why we would always tell new players to go use SRs, because it would allow you to get to 160 for free. They were just there, ready to go, and it was easy, all right? So you can get them very easy by summoning. It didn't take long to get them, so as you progress the game, getting to the 160 level was not a big deal. You'd be pulling, doing things like that, getting these cores, building up your units, trying to find the first 5 that are going to take you to the next level. So what that allowed to happen was you would take SRs to 160. Now you needed 2-star breaks in your SSRs to get to the 180 mark, and then 3 stars to get the 200 mark. Well, that changed. And that just changed very recently in terms of Nikke again. What I'm going to do here is we're gonna bring up a post that I have right here, and take a look at this. So this was the day the Nikke collab started. They slipped this into the game, and I didn't realize this. I think what I'm gonna try to do from here on out is I need to figure out when the patch notes drop so that I can look at them. Because I feel like there's gonna be things coming up that we wanna know about as players, and this one completely slipped under my radar. But let's go down a little bit here to where they fixed some battle issues. Great, that's cool. They made some minor adjustments to the tooltips. Great, cool. Updated some contents of character skill tooltips. Good. But now we come down here to content/system. 1. The standard of SR and SSR Nikke's max levels are modified as follows. Before the adjustment, as what I thought I remembered the game, was 0 limit break was level 80, 1 limit break was 120, 2 limit breaks was 160, and 3 limit breaks was 200. I always thought that there was a 180 in here. Now, the system is this. I always thought there was a 180. Up until I read this, I always said there was a 180. Then when you finally read this, it wasn't. It was 160 to 200, which feels very weird in terms of progression, but okay, we'll go with it. It does increase by 40 every time on the original, so it makes sense if we do math. Now it's just 0 to 2 limit breaks, 160. 3 limit breaks, level 200. Now sure, this makes this a lot simpler in the grand scheme of things for the player, because now you don't have to really worry about it. It's 2 or bust. And that now makes me believe, is this the right way to do this system? I wanted to make this video because I want to raise this question. Are we gimping the player base by not having this go up by 20s? So hear me out. 0 to 1, sure, free, 160. 2-star, be 180. That's a middle ground of progression. That's a decent chunk of stats if you think about this long term for progression. That a 2-star break almost feels like it should be 180, right? Especially if we're gonna go to the 3-star break being level 200. Now I have this confirmed. I have a friend that sent me some screenshots of this, and I can confirm that is exactly how this is in game. Unfortunately for me, all my units are level 200 now, plus because I've already been through that process. So, this leads me to the next question. I still stand behind what I just said in the Pilgrims Limited collab video that is the one I just released prior to this in the Nikke section. But does this now change how we look at our wish list as newer players? Are limiteds really the way to, like, this really makes me consider, are limiteds really something new players need to be concerned about unless they're OP? Like, actually really good. Like, we're talking Summer Anise level OP. Do you as a new player, if you're gonna commit to this mentality or this thought process of going into these units, do you have to go try to 3-star this thing in a sitting? Because some of these don't really benefit from it, but if this is what you're pulling for, do you now not have to kind of force this if you're gonna waste the resources potentially? The reason why I say waste is because there's a chance you're gonna have to spend all 60,000 gems to pull a unit. That is pity. That would be 200 tickets. Maybe you've got tickets stored up. But then it goes, you're not really gonna be getting a focus group of units because you are chasing these limited units that have the very wide range.
You can't hold a candle to me.
Wide range unit pools. So we'll pick here on Marciana. So we've showed these off several times in videos before, but just remember, this is every unit in the game. This is every unit in the game plus pilgrims. All right? So if we're trying to get 5 specific units, core, max limit break, has not the wishlist banner become more important for an average player? Now look, I'm not trying to get you to go pull, say, forget the limiteds, forget the collabs, forget all this stuff, pilgrims. Look, Anniversary is going to be great. It's coming soon. But I want to just have you guys sit here and think about this because 3 limit breaks takes a while. Now I really actually understand why the new player, when you guys come into chat on stream or make a comment on YouTube, you guys say that that wall is really steep because I thought that there was a step between 160 and 200. For some reason, I swore that's how the game originally was. I would have to go back and go look at some like old patch notes or stuff like that. Maybe the change, because I know there was one change prior to this. I swear that was before this. Or maybe I just read the dev note saying they were going to change it. That might be what I was thinking. So I thought it was already in the game. Something happened. I don't know where that thought came from, but I would like to go back and try to see if I can dig that up someday, just as for curious. But now you guys have to worry about 3 limit breaks, 5 units. And I'm curious going, okay, can we get 5 units? And I think we can. If we look at our wish list in terms of what I have here, you have the Bunny Twins, which is gonna be a mandatory team for everyone. There's 3 units right there. Litter in the Bunny Twins is 3. If anybody pulled 2B, Mast is now number... Honestly, I would say Mast and Novel are probably another 2 to add into that. That's 5 that you can definitely be shooting for. Once Missilus is about to gain another 2, which is Tia and Naga, once they've come through the system off their main rate-up banners, that'll be another 2. So you could almost near guarantee 3 units on every single company tower to help get you to this core, this max limit break, these 3 cores you need to level up. Now, you also have the advantage you are getting black tickets in this. Every 200 pulls, 20 multis, you're guaranteed to buy one of these units. I know Litter's in there, the Bunny Twins are not. I know Emma's in there, Pravity I believe's in there. I believe Miranda, just looking off my list, I think several of these are in there. So you have units that are available there that you can kind of force up right at the end if you have 2 limit breaks on it and you're waiting for that third, and it might be one of the last ones you need. I would probably buy it from the shop at that point to get you through this barrier. I had no idea it was this deep. So, as a new player, you might have to consider this a little bit more than I originally weighed on. Because I did not realize it was 3. You need all 3. I mean, obviously, I knew it was 3 to get to 200, but there is no gap for you anymore. It is 160 to 200. There is no step up in between, like I swore there was. But I also had a very weird account. I hoarded materials, and for months and months and months, not worried about that cap, because I was just gonna one-shot through it. You know, I was playing casually, having fun, not really going super hard, and then finally after Overzone, I think it was right around summer, I ripped off the band-aid and said, let's go, let's see what I can do. It's time to see if I can hit that that 200 cap. And I did. I got very close. I think I got to like 185, 190 in that first push from like 150 something. I was way back there. So consider your wish list as a more important thing than what we've given it credit to. I would feel safer, as in my opinion, from where my experience playing this game, with what I know, I feel safer skipping out on some of these limited units unless you hear the top absolute krakens coming down saying, and this is mandatory at the very first unit you pull. You don't need dupes, but this is mandatory. This is gonna change the game forever. Literally like kind of what the Bunny Twins did. Just get them on your account and roll with it. That type of power, sure, I'll understand you going chasing those. I understand when something like Modernia drops on as a brand new Pilgrim. I understand you going after that. But to completely and just utterly say, I'm going for collab for the sake that it's a limited unit or a limited time unit, or I'm going after a seasonal unit because it's just a limited seasonal unit, I don't think that means much now knowing this as a new player. Your next several months as you get into the 200, like I said, unless you are wanting those units to go be those 3 stars, you potentially could slightly bottleneck your account a little slower if you don't mind. In my case, if you were to have done 2B like I did, you've got a max limit break 2B as one of your 5 units. All right, what did it cost? A crap ton of gems, all my tickets, and 400 gold tickets, and there you go. That was a decent chunk of resources pumped into this unit. Now we've got Tia Naga. Now I'm sitting here scratching going, how am I gonna pull out 2 units plus anniversary between now and November? It's gonna be tight. I'm not a spender. I'm a light spender. I'm a goldfish in this game. But I will support the game and I'll buy some basic things. But you won't see me filling up just to pull a unit. I can't do that. Now, if anybody out there wants to sponsor this, great, cool. I'm all for it. We'll do this for content. You betcha. I will thank you very much. I will do it for you, but I can't do it on my dime. I've got too many other things to do. So, core, your max limit break, 3 cores, level 200. I now feel for you as a new player. I did not realize this, and hopefully this educates you guys some. Think about it. Watch the other video where I talk about the collabs limiteds and we go over the value of them so that maybe you can kind of see where things are at. Start associating stuff like this and make some informed decisions. Because I'm not here to tell you to do this. I'm informing you to think. Maybe you should do this. Maybe you think for yourself on this one. See what happens. See where you come from. And I wish you luck. I really do. I hope you guys can get to that 200 wall very quickly so that you can progress and enjoy the game and see a lot of the great stuff there. So, that's all for today. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.